Hey everyone, Scott Hansen here from NFL Red Zone. I hope you're checking out 1 hour of 5 Yard Rush, one of the best podcasts on NFL football in the UK.
Yo, what's happening, Rush Nation? We're back. It's Thursday. Tuesday show carried on from the quarterbacks. Absolute banger as always, but it wouldn't be Thursday without a guest. Murf, you're not the guest, but how you doing?
Am I not a guest anymore? Am I just like part
No, you've now qualified as furniture.
Furniture. What kind of furniture?
You pick.
I've always wanted to be like a three-legged stool.
Oh, why? It's literally the worst bit of furniture.
Small, doesn't take a lot of space, not really annoying. Always there when you need me. Dependable, solid.
A three-legged stool is there when you need it.
Yeah.
I disagree. If you lean anywhere apart from the completely vertical on a three-legged stool, you go over.
Cause some havoc, have some fun.
Cause some havoc, have some fun.
It's basically like a good.
It's like
it's a good analogy for me, I think. Three-legged stool.
Okay. All right.
What kind of furniture would you be?
I think I would be a butcher's block.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
This is a really good icebreaker for my meeting tomorrow with Austria's largest furniture company.
You're going to ask them what furniture they'd be?
Yeah, and I'm going to reference this podcast and get them to download because I think we've only had 3 downloads in Austria. So I could double that to 6 in one go.
Okay. Well, talking of icebreakers, we might as well ask that to our incoming guest. Hat-trick of appearances now, Murf. This is the first one for you. I had the pleasure of the first 2 on my own, but you're here. You've got yourself on.
Well, if we're being honest, there was another one that I was on.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, that was terrible.
But that went in the editor's bin.
Very quickly. That was a train platform somewhere, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, your audio was not great on that one. And anyway, let's get to today's guest. Writes for the fantasy footballers, fake pigskin. Plus, she's got her own YouTube channel. It's everybody's favourite stepmom. Lauren is back on 5 Yard Rush. Lauren, welcome back. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me back on. And Murf, you would totally be a chaise lounge, not a 3-legged bar stool.
That's probably the best compliment I've ever received in my life. Which tells you that I don't get many. Chaise lounge. I love that. Exotic.
But also
it is. It's unique. It's comfortable.
Yeah. She's described me pretty.
That's all I got.
Nailed it. I'm in.
It's got personality. It's different than other pieces of furniture. Like when you walk into a room and it's like somebody has a chaise lounge, you're like, wow, they are coming up in the world. They've done well for themselves. Like a lot of throw pillows on the bed, it means it's successful. So yeah, chaise lounge.
I'm going to say it right now. This isn't her last appearance on this podcast.
I hope not.
You sweet talk yourself into another one. I love it. Perfect.
Coming back on after 9 minutes. Still.
That's how you do it.
Well, Lauren, what about you? What bit of furniture will you describe yourself as?
I have no idea. You know what I might be is a Murphy bed.
A what now?
Yeah.
Okay, so a Murphy bed, I don't know if this is just a United States thing, but I'm actually looking for one for my office. But a Murphy bed is one that folds up into the wall. So like the underside of the bed can actually be part of the wall, and then you unfold it, kind of like a sofa sleeper, but it kind of goes up into furniture. There's actually one I'm looking at.
Studio.
Yeah, like for smaller rooms. Like our house, we have 4 bedrooms, but our bedrooms are on the smaller side, so we try to use as much room as possible. So I feel like I'm a Murphy bed. I can be convertible, functional. I can be smaller, and I can be much larger, especially after Thanksgiving. Don't talk to me about how much I ate. I don't want to talk about it. It was a lot.
They got one of them beds.
I've been on a diet since like December 27th. That's okay though.
So we have day beds here as opposed to Murphy beds.
Right. So we have day beds also. I like that. So the Murphy bed I'm getting is actually like a piece of big furniture, if you will, like a cabinet. But instead of opening the doors to like shelves, it's a bed that you pull out. So that's actually going to go in my office, because if you guys saw the state of my office right now, you'd be like, are you a hoarder? Because there's just stuff everywhere. We're trying to redo my daughter's old bedroom. So all of her stuff is now in my office. So I literally have one pathway to get to my desk, sitting right in front of my iPad I have set up right now. And you're welcome. I did put makeup on today, folks. I know I have a big shiny forehead, but just disregard that.
No, that's all good. I think they had one of those beds in Who Framed Roger Rabbit in
possibly.
in Matey Boy's office.
But yeah, an exotic, fun piece of furniture that you don't normally see. It's like a talking point. I enjoy being a talking point as long as it's a positive one and you're not making fun of me because then I'll cry.
We need to do a full circle on that because 80s films, you've seen Who's Framed Roger Rabbit, but you've not seen Top Gun.
Yeah.
What? Excuse me?
Yeah.
Correct. I've not seen Top Gun.
If you guys can't see my face right now, my jaw just fell. It
was
dropped.
literally aghast.
Yeah.
I had like 5 cats growing up, all named after Top Gun characters. Maverick, Slider, Goose, Merlin, Jester, and Sundown. Dude, what are you doing?
So what
Maverick
you've
Slider.
successfully done, Murf, is managed to get her back on the podcast with Furniture Talk, and now she's gone because I've never seen Top Gun.
That's how this rolls. There's an easy solution. You got to go see. We're gonna sit down together. We're gonna watch Top Gun.
Yeah.
And then the day it comes out in cinema, we're gonna go see the new Top Gun.
Well, this is what I said to you. I said I need to watch Top Gun because I like the look of the second one.
Yeah. The second
It's
one's gonna be
pretty
rubbish.
original. You have to see the original before you go see the remake. It's just one of those absolute epic classics. One of my best friends, his younger brother, who's in his mid-20s, had never seen Star Wars. I know, please, I hope that hefty silence means that you guys have seen it, right? All of the Star Wars. Am I the only nerd here?
No, I have seen them all except possibly the latest one.
Yeah, I haven't seen the latest one in theaters yet, but
Yeah, I've not seen
I just thought that was crazy. Who hasn't seen Star Wars? Although I'm old, so maybe that's just me.
No, I've seen them all. I think Top Gun. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't seen it.
That's wrong.
Die Hard. I haven't seen that either.
Yeah, I know you said that.
Oh.
No, I have. Chill out, people. I've seen Die Hard. Come on. So, Lauren, how was the Super Bowl for you?
It was really good. I think I liked it so much because I didn't have any skin in the game. Because the year before that, it was Patriots, Rams. And Rush Nation, if you don't know already, I despise the Rams. I'm from St. Louis. They left me to go back to their second wife, who I guess had a boob job and got rich or something. So they're like, see you, St. Louis, you suck. Whatever, fine. And it was a garbage game anyway. Same with the Patriots. Junk. So this was fun. It was a high-paced, air raid, gunslinging, all sorts of fun stuff that you want to see in a Super Bowl. And I had a lot of food, which meant it was awesome. And we had some people over. We played games all day. And I loved the halftime show. At first, I forgot that there might be children watching. And I'm pretty sure J-Lo and Shakira did too. Then it got a little bit more family friendly as it went on. But you know what? Hey, if I was 50 years old and I looked like J-Lo, I'd be like, yeah, here's me naked. Deal with it. But I'm not, so I don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, if I look like J-Lo when I'm 50, something's gone terribly wrong. Or maybe not wrong, but I've taken a different turn in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you look good. Anyone who looks like J-Lo looks good. I don't even care. The woman is fantastic. But yeah, it was great. I had an awesome time. Really good time. How about you guys? Is like the Super Bowl a big thing in England?
It's getting there. I unfortunately went to bed because I had it coincided with like a really busy period at work.
Murph had a deal we had to cross.
Yeah, so basically it was like I was on a clock. If I didn't get the deal done, I wasn't going to get paid.
Adulting is real. Adulting is real.
And it was not an insignificant amount of money. So it kind of meant a little bit more than watching the game. But I watched it that morning. I watched it on Game Pass and downloaded it.
Yeah, you did.
So, yeah, you watched it live, didn't you?
I did. I stayed up. I booked the next day off work because it finished at
So do you guys do so let's say you're able to watch the Super Bowl live. Do you guys do any bets like the Super Bowl squares and the pools and stuff like that?
We did the Super Bowl squares because we have a American office in New York. So they ran a Super Bowl squares, which I joined.
Oh, what now?
It's basically like a random. Ours was random. I know you sometimes they're random and sometimes they're not. But basically, what happens is it's on the last digit of the score. So because the Chiefs it was 31-20. If you had the Chiefs 1 and the 49ers 0, then you won. But you can do it at different stages of the game. So like how it is at the end of the first quarter, you divvy up like 20% of the pot, and you give like 30% of the pot at halftime, or however you split it.
Yeah. So the way that we did it is we did 100 squares, and I think it was like $10 a person. And you buy as many squares as you want. You put your initials in it. Then there's random numbers across the top and the bottom. It's kind of complicated. If you haven't heard of it, look it up. It's super fun to do. but I ended up winning 3 out of we paid out every quarter. So I ended up winning 3 out of 4 quarters, which was awesome. So I walked away with $80. I was like, this game is awesome. Because I don't know how to play it either. I just let them do everything and I pick random squares and hope for the best. That's all you need to know how to do.
See, the guy who organized it in our office, he ended up winning twice. Suspicious.
Fixosaurus Rex.
Yeah. When I see him, Kyle.
You watch out, Kyle.
I'm gonna come after.
That's coming for you.
Gonna come after my.
Those randomly selected numbers. How dare you?
Yeah. That £6. That's £6.26 that you got off me. I'm gonna want that back.
26.
Because they did it in dollars and it was a predetermined conversion rate.
That's no fun, Kyle. No fun.
Kyle's fired. Get Kyle out of here.
It in dollars because they organized it. So
yeah, that's fair. You need a Revolut card or something that's already loaded, so you don't have to pay the.
Actually, to be fair, my boss paid it. So.
Oh.
Hey, there you go.
Sorry, Kyle. Getting a bit of flack over there. And,
Kyle's cool again.
Yeah, he's all right.
So you were writing the waiver wire article for the Ballers. Obviously, season's over. How's it changed for you now we're into the off season?
I am not doing anything right now, and it's kind of fabulous. So the footballers, what they do is between January and the beginning of April, it's pretty slow on the website. So they're like, you know what, take a break. You can write, articles if you want, especially with Dynasty and rookie stuff. I mean, if you choose to, you don't have to. So I've actually taken a little bit of a break, which has been really nice. Got to recharge the batteries, give my brain a little bit of a hiatus, because I love football and I love fantasy football, but like too much of a good thing, I start like bleeding from my pupils and like gray matter will come out my ears. And I hear that is unhealthy. So I feel as though taking a break was wise. And plus it's hockey season. I'm a huge hockey fan. So I'm watching some hockey and watching the XFL as well, which I do enjoy a lot.
Who's your hockey team?
St. Louis Blues, my friend. Stanley Cup champs. Whoop, whoop. Sorry.
Yeah.
She's from St. Louis.
Yeah, I know, but I was kind of hoping for a different outcome there.
No.
Florida.
If you're from St. Louis, you're a St. Louis fan. But no,
Yeah.
St. Louis Blues, I'm all the way. And XFL, the St. Louis Battlehawks, they are pretty good. So I like watching football in the off season. But one thing that's cool about the XFL, you're watching guys that just have so much heart. They're playing for not very much money at all. And they just want to get back into the NFL or they just want to play the game because they love it. And that's fun to watch.
I still haven't seen any yet.
It's good fun. Quarterback play is a little bit to be desired.
Oh my God, but it's better than the AAF. Let's just.
It is.
So much better than the AAF.
Yeah, Tampa on their third QB already.
So I didn't need to trade one with you. I could have just picked up the third Tampa guy.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But they're all bad. I mean, they're all terrible.
Tampa's not very good. In fact, my husband and I are going to the Tampa game, the St. Louis Battlehawks against the Tampa Bay Vipers in March. So we're going to be there for that game. Hopefully I remember it because I'm going to be drinking. So I'll record it and rewatch it when I get home. Who knows?
Spot yourself. Oh, there I was in the 16.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what was I doing? Good Lord.
Yeah. I'm just looking up the hockey. Looking up the hockey standings, I see that St. Louis have lost 5 straight, and my Tampa Bay.
I know we're on a bad losing streak right now. We're dealing with some injuries, and we haven't been playing very well on the road. And one of our guys, Jay Bomeister, just like collapsed in the ice with a cardiac episode. So they had to get a defibrillator out and bring him back to life on the ice. It's been nuts. Oh,
that's right.
All you have to do is make the playoffs. That's it. Kind of like in fantasy football.
Just go and support the Lightning. They've won 11 straight.
I do love the Lightning. In fact, Emily Arena is one of the best hockey arenas to go to.
It is awesome.
It's amazing. But I don't change my teams. I am not a fair weather fan, Murf. Chaise Lounge.
Chaise Lounge. I think I might have. Is the Lightning Stadium near the highway?
Yeah, it's not far.
Mm-mm.
When I drove to Busch Gardens.
Yeah.
Can you see it from the drive?
Yes, yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, that's Emily.
Yeah.
That's my claim.
And the people there are wonderful. They're just great fans, good staff, awesome. The place is just cool. There's just really neat little areas around there too, which is fantastic.
You got to remember that the Tampa Bay Lightning is really the only successful sports team there is at the moment, or has been for the last 10 years in Tampa.
Yeah, pretty much.
Although the Rays won 90 games last year.
I think just out of Florida as a whole, Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I can't think of
It's a college. It's
I'm still a St. Louis fan.
Yeah, I did actually. I don't know anything about hockey. Nothing. Although I saw that two guys from the New Jersey Devils got traded away just before the deadline or something, and they were upset about it.
Yeah.
Well, if you know anything about soccer, hockey is. I played soccer my whole life, and hockey is very similar to soccer, except obviously it's a puck instead of a ball, smaller goal, and it's on ice. So if you like indoor soccer, the fast pace of it, offsides are very similar. Rules are very similar. Positions are very similar, just fewer guys. That's why I love to watch hockey, because it reminds me so much of the sport I grew up playing. So
I have a question.
I think you might like it if you give it a go. Yes.
Can somebody explain the icing rule to me, please?
Just kind of like offsides cherry picking, if you will. So the puck if it crosses two blue lines, right? So you have a blue line, center line, and then another blue line. And you're just going to just hawk it to the end, the other side. And it goes over both of those blue lines, and it's not a shot on goal. It's considered icing. And so you start back over with a face-off at the other end of the goal.
It's basically stopping time wasting.
Yeah. No, because when I used to play NHL and you slap it up the other end, the goalie get it and be like an icing call, and then it would go back to the face-off.
You have to play through the phases. And then the two things to really watch that I find the most interesting in hockey. One, fighting is legal.
Yeah,
fighting's awesome.
So that makes it different. I mean,
I'm not a violent person, but fighting in hockey is fantastic.
But why?
Because they're padded up.
You get to watch people hit each other in the face.
Yeah, but why does that
happen?
I saw a game the other day where it went to the face-off. Is that the thing?
Yeah.
It went to the face-off, and the guys were already predetermined that they were going to have a fight. So
absolutely.
One of them knocked the puck away, and then they both just gloved off and went at it.
Yeah, because they're not going to do any damage. They're so padded up. It's just
great.
It's like basically fighting in sumo suits. That's like the equivalent. They're not going to do it.
But I don't understand, why is it in there?
Because they spend all day throwing each other against perspex boards.
That's called deking, right?
I didn't know there was a term for it.
I think the better question, Chris, is why not? Why not have fighting? That is really the question here. It's fun to watch. A lot of players will institute fights if they feel like their goalie has been disrespected, or one of their younger players or veterans have been disrespected. It's kind of a way of saying, hey, step off my guy, or I'm going to beat you. And they do. It's fun.
And the other one is line changes.
Yeah, when they jump over the hoarding.
Mid-play.
I like that.
That's what I like.
Yeah, that's good. That's like roll on, roll off in five-a-side.
Yeah, it's very similar.
What?
That's what I like about hockey. Good hockey chat, people.
I know. Like, how did we get on hockey? We haven't even talked about fantasy football. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we want hockey. It's hockey season.
I love hockey.
Pulling the goalie. Yeah, that's another cool thing. I don't understand it because it leaves you with an empty net, but
I don't. That's one of those things. I mean, unless you're a team that does really well doing a 6-on-5, which is a little bit, I think, more difficult because you're so used to playing 5-on-5 instead of playing 6-on-5. I feel like it just makes it a little bit too crowded. It does give you the extra man. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. But actually, shootouts in hockey are the same as they are in soccer, too. There's a lot of things that are similar.
I feel like, sorry, we're spending way too much time on hockey here, but it's the off-season Rush Nation, and I'm the host. Get down with it. A shootout.
I feel like this is my fault, Rush Nation. I'm sorry.
It's not.
Penalty shootouts in hockey look ridiculously difficult as the attacker.
Yeah, of course it is, because it's a tiny goal and a big
goal.
goalie.
So,
and the goalies are gigantic too. Like they're big people, and there's this tiny itty bitty little hole you have to fit this tiny itty bitty little puck. And it's hard.
You
but it's fun.
Try and put it through the legs. You need
the
to
5-hole, as they call it.
Try and get it straight through, hit it, slap shot, low, hard, fast. And try and disguise when you're going to take the shot. That's the key. So
an off.
Yeah, and certain goalies are going to be good at either the high blocker, low blocker. So you get to know the goalie and you know their weaknesses, and kind of it like I keep repeating myself here, but it is like the same thing with soccer.
Yeah.
Except it's bigger than hockey. That makes any sense.
Bigger. It's played in warmer climate.
I'm so American. I'm calling it soccer. Sorry, guys.
That's fine. I do too now. I got in trouble at work actually the other day for calling it soccer. They were like, "It's football, Chris. You're in England." I was like, "Yeah, but I don't care. I don't want it." So yeah, whatever. How about we talk some fantasy, because I suppose that's why we're here.
Let's do it.
I came for the food.
Murf came for the food and to be called a chaise lounge, and then we've spent half an hour talking about hockey.
And our camera's going to cut out any second.
Yeah, my Tuesday is absolutely complete. So that's it, Rush Nation. We're done. Catch you next week. No, I'm joking. Fantasy 2019. Lauren, how did your season go?
It went well. It could have gone better in some aspects. I got pretty unlucky in a couple leagues. Same record as a lot of other guys, fewer points. So I missed the playoffs, that kind of situation. But other than that, I did pretty good. I wish I was a little bit more flexible in my teams because I feel like I had a very similar roster in almost every setup. But other than that, I think I did well. I enjoyed myself. It was an interesting year because it was the first year I started writing for the Fantasy Footballers. So there was a lot going on there. And then I was in a ton of leagues. So it was kind of getting my feet wet and getting used to things and getting the groove down. So I think all in all, it turned out pretty well.
Nice.
You guys are in like 20 leagues, right?
Double that and you're close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something crazy. We talked about that before, Chris. I was like, I thought 7 was too many.
I kept picking up leagues during this season.
Yeah. Oh, another one.
I know, it's so hard to say no, too. I completely understand. It's hard to say no, but I had to learn how to do that because I would have been in like 10 just by myself, co-owned with probably 10 more. I was just like, no, I can't. I need to like eat and sleep. Yeah. Gordon, that's necessary for survival, I hear.
Well, we were lucky that most of them were on one platform, so
yeah.
That made
yeah, that is super helpful. So you don't have to switch between all Sleeper, Yahoo, all that kind of, that's helpful.
So most
but I find when you want to pick up a guy from the waiver, it's like, oh my God, which league do I go to first? Someone just got injured, so you're gonna go pick up the backup, and it's like, oh God, no.
Yeah, waivers was a challenge.
Yeah, I bet.
Confession, I didn't really do much, Murf. I'm sorry.
maybe that's why we won some titles. Oh, Zinger!
Oh,
no shots fired. That's fine. I'll accept that. So you're telling me I can win a league with 0 input? I'm down. I'm all over it.
You didn't have 0 input.
Well, I suppose I had. Whatever.
We drafted the teams together. Help with the lineup selections.
Occasionally, I wasn't involved in the draft. I'd join in, it'd be round 7. I mean, Murphy didn't ask me at all. I knew who you wanted anyway. We've done enough of these, which again was true. And I had 0 input, and we won chips. So,
there you go. On your own when Baby Milo turned up.
I would not like to know the strike rate of those.
I can't remember what leagues they were. At that point, those first 3 weeks was like a
blur. Yeah, no, I feel you. So, what common themes between the teams you had that did well or bad did you spot at the end of the season?
The ones that, I don't really think I did horrible in the leagues, but the ones that I did really well in are the ones I had Mark Andrews. I did a really good job drafting him at a really good value later in drafts. So I was able to get some studs ahead of him and to have an elite tight end, which I think he is. And I did a whole article on him in the off season. So I was just jonesing to get Mark Andrews everywhere I could. I did really well in the teams that I had him because I was able to stack up on good players before I picked him up, which was good. I was actually in one league, the one I did the best on. I got George Kittle and Mark Andrews, which was awesome. Except the flex spot struggle was real because I also had Alvin Kamara and Ezekiel Elliott. And no, it's not a dynasty, nor is it a keeper. And yes, it's a 12-person league. And I still got second place.
Wait, hold up. How did you end up with Kamara and Zeke?
Right? So we drafted a little early, and it was during the Ezekiel Elliott contract question. So everyone was too scared to take him, and I was drafting at the 3rd position in a snake. So I happened to get Kamara, came all the way back around. I got Ezekiel Elliott, came back around. I got George Kittle.
Did you say you came second in that league?
Second, yeah. So my team in the championship, my team blew up. I was ahead by 100 points. I'm like, oh, I've got this in the bag. 4 o'clock games roll around, or the afternoon games. I thought my team blew up. No, his team literally took steroids and jacked up on muscle milk and went crazy and blew me out of the water. I was like, well, I can't really complain because my team did really well. No, it was blah. So whatever. I still got paid out. The second place had a good pot, so I didn't feel too bad about it.
Nice. Just out of interest, who went number 4 overall in that league?
Oh shoot, I don't know.
Was it CMC?
No, he went first.
Yeah.
You know who, like the 104, you mean?
Yeah.
I think someone picked up Pat Mahomes in the 4th. Oh. And he didn't even make the playoffs.
Surprise. Wow.
So I have a confession to make. I did pick Patrick Mahomes. I was at the end of a 12-person draft in my league with Adam Rank from the NFL Network. I did pick Pat Mahomes first, but I was at like the 111. So, and I was really drunk. It was a midnight draft in Vegas. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. And it was such a good idea at the time. I'm like, I'm never doing that again.
Yo, watch me. I'm taking Mahomes at the end of the first year.
I was like, what? Let's fight. Who wants to fight me? They're like, sit down, you drunk woman.
Well,
Sit.
you just got to remember, if Adam Rank throws you shade for drafting Pat Mahomes at the 111, you just tell him that he predicted that the San Francisco 49ers would finish this season 3-13.
Everybody reminds him of that. It's so funny. Actually, he drafted Travis Kelce at like the 105 or something, I think. So whatever, dude. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. We're doing another destination draft again this year. So I have to be very good and not get drunk for 3 days straight and then draft at midnight and think I'm going to know what I'm doing. Or I can and just be fun, just go on vacation, have a good time.
do you have any dropouts of that league and looking for a couple of British people to jump on and diversify?
You know what? We actually may have a spot open. I don't know if he's filled it yet, but I'll check on it.
I tell you, if Adam Rank...
Are you going to meet us in Vegas?
Yes. If we can get in a league with you and Adam Rank, we're there.
Yeah, absolutely. I will check with Rank and see.
I'll just book it off. I'll say to the wife, we're going to Vegas and this is business.
Is it? Well, yeah. I mean, it kind of is.
This is our business. This is all our business.
Amazing.
So talking of Mark Andrews and drafting tight ends reasonably well, what about Travis Kelce, sort of end of the second, start of the third next year? How do you find that for value?
End of the second, early third, pretty good. I would probably take him there.
Would you do it? That's the question. Would you take Travis Kelce in the second or third round?
Oh yeah.
Did this year and pick a late tight end like a Mark Andrews?
Well, because I took George Kittle in the early third, so I would definitely take Travis Kelce if he were available. And because I was able to get Mark Andrews too, yeah. For some reason, I had a brain fart there, but yeah, I think that's great value for Travis Kelce for sure. Why? Was that like a thing you guys had to deal with?
No. We last year we had a debate called the Great Tight End Debate, and it was just Murf and I.
Oh yes, yeah. I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, so we're probably going to have another one this year. Murf's staring me down.
No, listen, my hypothesis was proved correct. That drafting a tight end early is flawed.
It definitely can be. There's such a disparaging gap between 1, 2, and 3 tight ends as opposed to 4 through 10. So if you feel like you can get the kind of value at other positions, it also depends on how your team scores as well. If you have a tight end premium, it's going to be a little bit more worth your while. If you're on a keeper league where you have the ability to keep some studs, it's always going to depend on how your team scores and what you feel most comfortable doing, because there is going to still be value if you get lucky with tight ends. Tight ends is one of those weird positional positions. Yeah, hey, redundancy. It's my middle name. # what? But it's one of those positions where it's like you either have a stud or you have a dud. I mean, it's hard. And they get injured. If you get injured, you're boofed.
Just pick up another.
Sure.
I'm adamant that this year I'm going to play a 0 tight end league.
Yeah, that's a trend that's been going, a 0 tight end. It's not a super popular one from what I've heard, but it's a trend. I've heard of it.
It's just a redundant position.
No, but it's still a position.
Right, so is offensive tackle. Doesn't mean I'm going to go and draft offensive tackle.
So is kicker, and a lot of people are getting rid of those.
I would rather play kicker than play tight end.
Really? See, I like the tight end position. I think there are certain teams in the NFL that are just garbage. Okay. There are certain teams that are garbage against the tight end, and you can really do a good job of playing that on a matchup per week basis. And I think if you don't want to waste high draft capital on a tight end and streaming the position, I mean, go for it, because like I said, the gap between 1 through 3 and 4 through 10 is pretty big.
Well, Darren Waller paid off last year. Austin Hooper paid off last year. Every year there's always 2
Yeah,
or
but they
3
both got
guys.
hurt. So you had to have somebody else to kind of pick up if you got lucky. That's the only thing that sucks about it too.
I mean, we had Will Dissly, who we drafted in the 18th round.
Will Dissly. Jake Hollister ended up coming up and, showing out for the Seahawks. I liked him a lot too.
I just can't wait because this year I'm just going to take Mike Gesicki late everywhere and just watch it happen.
Dude, you can get super duper late as Ian Thomas.
And Ian Thomas. Well, he'll go up now that Austin's gone.
Yeah, that's true. But again, I think you can still get a pretty good team before you have to draft a tight end if you got your eye on someone like Gesicki. But yeah, I guess Ian Thomas is going to jump up because there really isn't anyone else there to compete for the position quite yet.
I reckon Dolphins.
That's your off-season thing, I've decided. Last year was Albert Wilson. This year's Mike Gesicki.
Yeah.
Next year.
Well, next year's next year.
That's what I'm saying. Let's have a real early stupid prediction.
To be fair, Mike Gesicki isn't my one thing, but in tight ends, because my thing can't be a tight end.
Travis Etienne, there you go, because he's going to get drafted by the Dolphins next year.
That's a bold statement since he's got a whole season of college and combine. And
just saying.
You say the Dolphins are going to end up in like the top 10?
Maybe.
Dolphins go to the playoffs
all
this year.
Like everyone within my vicinity
I
is
got
just
you.
giving me crazy looks. So maybe not.
I will see. Love it.
Maybe not. So come on then. We've just talked about some breakouts. Who are your early 2020 breakouts you think are going to smash into next year?
I really like Deontay Johnson, wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially with Big Ben coming back, fingers crossed, and no Mason Rudolph, whatever his other guy's name is. Who was the other dude? Duck Hodges.
Yeah.
No more drama with those two. Good heavens. But yeah, I like Deontay Johnson. I think he did really well. Wide receiver rookies are tough. They normally don't, especially with the Steelers, they normally don't get their young wide receivers heavily involved. But because Big Ben went out, Mason Rudolph came in, then it was Duck Hodges, no Antonio Brown, no Le'Veon Bell. They had to just completely rewrite their entire identity this year. And Deontay Johnson stepped up to the plate more so than James Washington did. And I didn't like James Washington coming into this year or last year. Is that what we say now, last year? But yeah, I like him a lot. For the running back position, I think Devin Singletary is going to take off as well. I think he's proving himself, and I think he's going to be a stud for Buffalo. Kyler Murray at the quarterback position. Watch out, guys. I think he's going to be really good. Also, keep your eye on Drew Lock. I like him a lot.
Just a quick one on Singletary before we go.
Noah Fant.
We go on. Oh, sorry. Just a quick one on Singletary. Are you not worried by his touchdown production because Josh Allen just has a tendency to just do it himself and run it in?
There is that. There is a worry for that. But I think there's going to be positive regression this year because there was also Frank Gore to deal with as well. And again, he's a rookie, so I don't know how much they were limiting the playbook for him. Honestly, I did not really look into him that much. So I don't know. I think in his sophomore year, I think the touchdowns are going to go up there, but there is always that worry because of Josh Allen's legs, but his numbers are there. His yards are there. His touches are there. So I think the opportunity for him to score touchdowns is going to increase, but yeah, there's always going to be that concern.
They'll definitely go up. I just worried that in order for him to be an RB1, he needs to be in touching distance of 10 touchdowns. And
yeah. Well, yeah.
That's my worry with him. If he can get them, then all day long. I think he's got all the talent. He's got all the pass catching ability. He's got everything. I'm not throwing shade on him. It's just the way that Josh Allen plays.
How dare you, Chaise Lounge? You be quiet over there.
I knew that was coming. Out the park.
You dare.
She was just about to mention Noah Fant.
Yeah, I know, but I love Noah Fant. He should have his own segment and shrine. You know how much I love Noah Fant.
I think this is going to be a good year for him. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Another tight end I think you can get late that is poised to have a much better year. I think that breakout tag, I think you could put that on Noah Fant.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe.
All those people that laughed at me saying Hawkinson's going to do better than Fant in the NFL.
Oh, the hawk strap?
Yeah.
They were right for 1/16 of the season.
Week 1, congratulations. Noah Fant had it all. I said a year ago we sat here and I said Noah Fant is probably the best tight end I've ever seen in college. For me, as a draft expert, but just someone who just enjoys the game. I just love the way he plays the game. You got him. You were excited when you drafted him.
Damn straight. And this year, when we pick up some stud wide receiver, Drew Lock can just go full crazy on everyone.
Cortland Sutton, man. Here's another one.
Yeah.
Blue and orange might be an exciting team to watch this year.
Let's hope so. It would be nice.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Definitely. And I couldn't agree more with Kyler Murray. I think he's definitely the prime QB breakout.
Yeah, I think they're going to restructure a lot of their offense around his strengths and weaknesses. I love Kenyon Drake as well. I know that's not really an early, 2020 pick like we were talking about, but I love what Kingsbury was able to do with him. I had thought it was going to be David Johnson that was going to be taking this role, but David Johnson was like, I don't believe in running anymore. So then Kenyon Drake got, Kenyon Drake, which was fantastic to see. But it was weird. But yeah, I like Kenyon Drake as well.
Yeah. What about David Johnson then? Where do you think he's going?
I have no idea. I really don't know. I'm going to have to, like I said, I've had a couple weeks off, so I don't know. But there's a lot of names like that I'm not sure where they're going to go. So Melvin Gordon is another name. Is Phil Rivers going to be, hanging out anywhere? We don't even know. I'm very curious to see what happens this offseason, especially after the draft.
Yeah, that Chargers team could look very different, couldn't it?
Scary, not good. Like I would stay away from Keenan Allen. I would try to avoid him depending on who their quarterback's going to be. And the head coach, I think it was a head coach or general manager, can't remember which one, said that they like their internal options at quarterback better than I think going to the draft as a starter. That means Tyrod Taylor. So Tyrod Taylor could be their starting quarterback for 2020. I don't necessarily like that. So I don't really know about Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. And Mike Williams is still a Charger, right? That didn't change.
No, he's still there. Do you know who I would invest in? Probably the only one I would take as a Charger right now. I'd be buying Austin Eckler every year.
Eckler and Justin Jackson. You can get Justin Jackson super late too, especially if Melvin Gordon's not going to be there. Eckler will go high, and you can have a little bit better value with Justin Jackson if you don't get a chance to have a piece of that running back duo. I like Justin Jackson as well.
Love that.
Imagine if David Johnson went to the Chargers.
Thank you.
I think he's going to go. It's weird feeling he's going to end up.
I'd love to see him in Tampa. I think under Bruce Arians, I think that'd be really awesome seeing him in Tampa.
How do you feel about that?
The spectacular Peyton Barber, Ronald Jones duo. Really?
Rojo's immense.
Rojo's immense.
He's immense.
Come on, Murf.
Listen, if his exponential growth from 2018 to 2019 was incredible. If he does that again, he's going to be the best running back of all time.
Yeah, because that happens all the time. We see it weekly. Just.
Listen, running backs are. I just don't pay the running back. Just draft one.
That's how you build a winning team. Just
go and draft a running back. It doesn't matter. It's such a deep running back class. We could take one in the 3rd or 4th round and be fine.
The draft class this year for running backs is pretty stout, very stout. You talked about Travis Etienne. I like him a lot. DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins, Jonathan Taylor. There's a couple names coming in this year that are interesting, and they're guys that can start immediately and make an impact for their team.
Well, Etienne's not in this class, is he? Because he's staying.
Is he?
Yeah, he's staying in college.
Oh, well, why? I love Etienne. Now I'm sad. Never mind. I hate 2020. I quit.
He decided he wanted to finish up school.
Man, I missed that piece of news. My bad.
Well, we got you.
It's all right. So of those then, because you got a list of running backs you just named, who do you like best of those running backs?
That is a really tough one. Okay. I can't believe I'm saying this. My husband's going to kill me because he's a Michigan boy. I'm leaning J.K. Dobbins. And the reason I say this is I feel like he's kind of has that explosive athleticism.
Yes.
They all kind of do, though.
Yeah.
But I'm leading Dobbins. But I think DeAndre Swift is going to be the first one off the board.
Yeah.
I think.
I
think he probably will, but then I don't rate him as my top boy.
No,
I like Dobbins a lot, but Jonathan Taylor for Wisconsin, he's right there too. I mean, yeah.
He hardcore that boy.
Yeah, that's all.
They all are though,
Yeah, it's a good class. There's a lot of good backs in this one, but I would say this is a generational wide receiver class. there's like 12 to 14 guys in this draft that could play reasonable amount of reps.
So do you know what's really great about this, like really great rookie 2020 draft class coming in for this year is I did my very first dynasty startup, already drafted, didn't know what I was doing. I had like 300 different things I was doing at one time. And so in order to draft our rookie like draft order in May, we had to draft a placeholder, and I wasn't aware of that until like round 3. So the soonest I have to draft one of these guys is at the 107. And then I have like a second round pick, and then I forgot again. And so I only have 2 rookie picks.
So wait, hold on. You had to draft your rookie picks as a pick instead of a player?
Well, we picked a player that's irrelevant. So for example, like Cameron Artis-Payne, he's in the XFL right now, but he still was in the Sleeper app as an option to pick. So that was just our placeholder. And then that went into our rookie draft order that we're going to be doing in May. And again, I've never played Dynasty, guys. I am brand new at Dynasty. I am redraft minded. So drafting a team for the long run is very hard for somebody who's like super instant gratification, and like thinking past 2 weeks from now is hard. So I have a decent roster, but I'm going to have to do a lot of work on the quarterback position because it's a super flex, and I don't have very good quarterbacks at all.
Well, that's a nice segue. We came 3rd in our Superflex Dynasty League, didn't we, Murf?
Nice.
And our quarterbacks are Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, and Derek Carr. So yeah, not a great selection to choose from. So
yeah,
we acquired the 101 in the season.
Yeah, well, it's during the Zeke holdout, we started to panic. So we traded Zeke. It was a messy round. Basically, we ended up with Carson. We got a load of picks. And then Zeke came back 3 weeks later, and we're like, oh, okay, fine. Crap. So we acquired a pick that we were confident was going to be a high draft pick early on because this team was not in a great place. And then it turned out, unfortunately, the owner died mid-season because we did it.
Oh, that's horrible.
Pick that he got. Yeah, he developed cancer, which it happened really quickly, like it was so out of the blue.
Oh my goodness, that's so sad.
Yeah, really sad. So his friend, who's a friend of the podcast, Jack, took his spot, but they played the season out. Just the commissioners set the lineup, etc., just to the end. So he ended up with the 101. It was heading that way anyway because he basically acquired a load of young talent. He just decided he was going to tank this year. I think he had a big injury early, and that kind of ruined his season. So he decided to blow it up and just acquire a load of young, high-ceiling players. And that pick ended up with us eventually. And then we just traded that and the 210 for Kyler Murray.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because we were in a super flex, and this is before we knew for sure Rivers was coming back.
Brees
was coming back. Rivers doesn't have a team as of yet.
Exactly.
And also very short term. So in the 101 was going to be Joe Burrow or Tua for us. That was the route we were going to have to go because of, which was going to hurt you anyway. So instead, we just took that and the 210 and got Kyler.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. That's a position that's solid for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. I really need quarterback help. So I've got a bunch of studs I can hopefully trade away and see if I can get some quarterback help from my league, and we'll see how it goes. I know better now.
Who do you have at quarterback?
The one I know, I have like 30 players and I don't remember exactly who it is. Drew Brees is one of them.
Snap. Because with the 107, there's a slim chance you could get Tua or Burrow because the drafts just happened.
Not in a super flex. That's that exactly, Murf. Not in a super flex. It's going to be tough. Yeah, I can't remember. I think I might have picked up Tyrod Taylor too, but I can't remember if I got him or not. Either that or Teddy Bridgewater. One of those I got super late. So we'll see. I need help with the position. There's no doubt. But I mean, I have DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, Josh Jacobs, Melvin Gordon. We'll see where he goes. So I mean, I've got some good talent, older talent, but I'm like a win now type of person as opposed to win in 5 years when I have to pay $30 every year. Like I would win. So whatever.
You might have to flip.
I'll figure out how to do it as I go along.
I think he's got another year.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But...
No, but I mean of value when you can flip him.
Mm.
I do. I think there's people, maybe not in the league Lauren's playing in, but in common dynasty leagues with people who don't pay as much attention. I think if Julio has one more year, then you flip him. I can say that comfortably. Half the people in my home league don't listen to the podcast.
Well, and I'm in the league that I'm in is with the Ball Blast girls and John Helmkamp and people who know what they're doing, which is great, but it sucks because they're all really good. I'm the only one who doesn't know what I'm doing when it comes to dynasty in this league, so I'm at the biggest disadvantage.
Well, tell John hello.
I will.
We play in a dynasty league with him where he came last and we came second last because we tanked early. John and I, we own 10 of the first 12 picks in the rookie.
Nice. Yeah, he's a shark when it comes to trading. Because I didn't do any trades during the draft. I barely got time to eat during the draft. It was crazy because we had so many things going on. Well, but yeah, he was trading up. He ended up getting like three first-round draft picks. We're like, what? What?
Yeah.
Dang, John.
Well, he's got 5. We've got the other 5. And
that's funny.
We had his pick because we traded Miles Sanders and we got a serviceable piece back and we got his pick, which would then turn out to be the 101 and he was desperate for it back. And we traded the 101 for I think we got the 104, the 106 and the 201.
Wow. No, that's nice.
Which took us up to because we have the 102.
Yeah, we should have put a stipulation.
Oh wow, yeah.
You can't draft the player we want either.
Well, he's going to have to go QB. So we can.
No, we are not going quarterback.
Well, we'll even need to trade for one.
No, Murf, you can't make me do it in 2 leagues.
Well, we're going to have to trade for one. We've got 5 first-round picks. Or we draft one.
Oh.
We got the 104 or the 105. It's one of those picks.
Okay.
We got some other ones.
Well, with one of those picks, we could take a rookie wide receiver.
Oh, we can take some wide receivers and running backs. So with the other 4 picks. But at some point, we are going to have to take a QB.
Okay. We will talk about this at a later date.
Yeah.
Wide receivers. Lauren, who's your favorite rookies?
Oh, there are so many wide receivers I really like. It is a 50-50. Yeah, okay. Easy for you to say, Chaise Lounge. You be quiet, Murf. I think I don't know. I like CeeDee Lamb and I like T. Higgins. Those are my 2 guys. I really enjoyed watching them in college. I really hope they go someplace good and not like the Jets or someplace terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry, New York.
No, that's all right. There's a list in front of me, Rush Nation, you can't see, which Lauren has provided us. And my boy, Laviska Shenault, is not on there, and I'm very disappointed.
Oh, he was. Okay, he was. But there was a top 5, and I could not decide between LSU's Justin Jefferson and Shenault. So, due to, championship, I decided to put the LSU guy in there. But he was on this list originally, but I did edit it to put him in. I'm sorry.
You could have booted Henry Ruggs off.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Murf does not like Henry Ruggs.
Oh, no, I'm sure he is a very nice young man. And if I was to see him in the street, I'd say hello. I'd shake his hand.
You would not recognize him.
No, of course not. But
Henry Ruggs, yo, what up, dude? Nah.
No, but at the end of the day, he is. Let's get this on tape.
Again,
he is basically the next. He's the next John Ross.
Yeah, I mean, there's a possibility for that for sure. It's going to depend on how well it's going to depend on where he lands too. Like this could be a completely different looking list after the draft, and it'll be like, oh no, you're going. Like if any one of these guys goes to Detroit, they're dead.
I mean, he needs Marquise Goodwin to put on his sprint competition again that he ended up winning that $1 million or whatever it was. He needs that to happen like every year to make some decent money in the NFL because he'll win that every year and he'll get his $1 million doing the 40-yard sprint or whatever it is that they do.
Man, Murf, who hurt you?
I'm not just saying.
Henry Ruggs.
He is.
Henry Ruggs, apparently.
He's gonna be a really quick guy who's just gonna. He's basically like Forrest Gump. He'll be the guy that runs off the field, like down the tunnel.
Talking of Forrest Gump, sorry, another sports segue. Have you seen the guy who dresses up as him as a charity baseball game? and then hits a zinger down, I think it's left field or something. It gets out anyway.
What's this on?
Baseball. Gets thrown out.
But what's this? How would I have seen this video?
Because it's on Facebook, Twitter.
I have a job.
You are on Twitter all the time.
Never on Twitter.
Okay. So, Lauren, there's this video. I will talk to you here. There's this guy dressed up as Forrest Gump playing in a charity baseball. He gets out at first, run out at first, but he just keeps running, runs all the way down the line, hops the fence, and runs out the stadium.
That's hilarious. There's a really good video if you want to look up a good baseball one. They have the ball boys and ball girls that are on the side catching the foul balls. So there was one, this girl ran down the sideline or down the line and like literally did like a ninja spider jump, like up the entire wall to catch the baseball. It was, and like everyone stopped and they're like, what just happened? It is the coolest video ever. Like that girl is amazing. She is a true ninja.
I might have seen it. Is this like a double step up the wall?
Yeah. It was like one. It was like right in the corner. So I think she hit one wall, then one, and like literally spider crawled up there in like 2 seconds flat to literally catch him before it went into the stands. It was insanity. Like, how did she get down there that fast? What?
I don't know how people do that. How do you get enough explosive power to lift yourself off of the wall?
Well, her center of gravity is quite low. She's young, so she doesn't have arthritis. Nor is she fat, so she doesn't have to carry all that weight around and try to shimmy up a wall. Yeah, no.
Poor girl. She's only doing her job.
She's doing a great job. I'm just jealous because I can't even like walk up a flight of stairs anymore. I'm like, oh, my knees. I can't do it. Exactly. I'm like, I need a break. It's only the second floor. I don't care.
Yeah. I know that pain. I live on the 5th and my lift broke 3 weeks after my baby was born. So I had a buggy and the car seat and all the bags. Yeah, it was not fun. Not fun. So
no.
Go ball girl, go. Right, you have to draft either Tua or Burrow for fantasy next year if they were drafted by the same team. So say they were both taken by the Cincinnati Bengals. You got to pick one of them. Who you taking?
So I went back and forth on this about 500 times, and I still don't know which one I'm going to take. But I am going to lean Tua. No, but I don't like it. I say it and it sounds dirty. Oh, because I honestly don't know, Rush Nation. You need to tell me who I should draft because there are pros for both of them. There are cons for both of them. Joe Burrow stunk 2 years ago. And then suddenly he just explodes onto this and the scene is like this Joe Cool, keeping it calm under pressure and basically winning at life. But then Tua has been hurt, so we don't know how nasty that injury is, how long it's going to take him to recover. I mean, if I had to make a decision, if like my life depended on it, I might say Joe Burrow. I don't know. Who do you guys take?
I'm going to take Tua purely because he's got legs.
That's true. He does. He's a little bit more mobile. Yeah, I like that.
Mine would depend entirely on the quarterback situation I had with the team I'm drafting. I.e., if I was desperate and I needed to play a quarterback this year, I would have to take Burrow because Burrow will play 16 games this year.
But
yeah, that makes
drafted
sense.
On the same team. So let's just say that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that if my fantasy team, I needed to draft a quarterback this year to play, I would pick Burrow. If it was a case of I could have a quarterback to draft that I would bench for a year, like I had a Breeze, for example, and I was replacing, then I would take Tua. Because the worry with Tua, one, he's not going to play 16 games this year, wherever he lands up. So he's going to not, he'll be like the Baker Mayfield. He might come in week 4, he might come in week 5, it could be week 10. He might sit the whole season.
I feel this is very middle of the fence.
But I'm digging what Chaise Lounge is putting down though, because that's exactly the position I'm actually in my dynasty league. Is that if I have the opportunity to take Tua, I would rather have Tua long term. But if I'm in redraft and I had to choose between two of them, I would take Joe Burrow. It's for the immediacy now to play him in the upcoming league. But if I would have the chance to keep him in a keeper league, I think I might lean Tua.
So, for example, if in that league where we traded the 101, if we were on the clock, I'd have pushed us to take Burrow. purely because we needed a player to play that year.
No, that's fine. And I understand both of your points. I just feel that my question has been shredded completely.
If you're asking us who's the better quarterback, in our opinion, it's Tua.
Yeah.
I think we're both making that quite clear.
No, it's fine. I'm down that path as well. It's fine.
You seem upset that we have not answered your question.
No, it's fine. It's not the first time in my life that's ever happened, and it will definitely not be the last.
I think he's upset, Rush Nation.
Yeah, it's fine. He's used to it.
You forget I can edit this podcast. None of this will make the final cut, Rush Nation.
Don't edit the video. Ooh.
I can take it down. Okay, Lauren, come on. Let's have one spicy hot take fantasy for the fantasy coming season.
Oh God. All right. So in the vein of rookies, keep your eye on Alberto from Mizzou. I cannot say his last name. Don't make me do it. Can't pronounce it. Too many consonants and not enough vowels. But he's called Alberto. Keep an eye on him. Tight end out of Mizzou. I like him. Maybe not to make any kind of a dent in 2020, but I do like his NFL chances. He's a big, athletic beast of a man. Reminds me a lot of Rob Gronkowski.
You love the cut of his jib.
Sure.
There's got to be a Chaise Lounge something or other in there, no?
No.
There's just jibbage. Okay.
Jibbage.
All right, fair enough. Right, Lauren, why don't you let Rush Nation know where they can find you once again?
Oh, Rush Nation, come find me. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Stepmom Lauren, and I also have my own website, stepmomlauren.com. I'm going to be writing again for the Fantasy Footballers here, probably March, April. I'm kind of jonesing though to get back to the writing, so I may put up a couple of my own articles on the website, stepmomlauren.com. Come find me. Come say hi. I'm usually a nice person, I think. Actually, don't answer that. I don't want you guys to answer that question. I am a nice person. Come say hi. Ask me your questions. Make fun of my dynasty team. I'm cool with that too.
I can confirm she's a nice person.
Absolutely.
Yes.
She put up with both of us for an hour. And
damn straight.
It's fun. Come on. Who else am I going to be able to call furniture?
That's a great point.
Well, I suppose on that note, Rush Nation, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's show. Lauren, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Anytime you want me on, just let me know.
We will do, Murf. I'll see you later on in the week, but we'll chat on Tuesday. But until next week, Rush Nation, as always, don't forget, keep rushing.